Today I'm going to be talking about the Trump trying to get Trump's department trying to get a legal definition of gender. So I have some notes here. So if I look down, I'm just trying to make sure that I say certain things. So what's trying to happen is that they are trying to get a legal definition of gender, which from the understanding that I've had is there is technically no legal definition. So they're trying to merge the definitions of sex and gender together there, and it won't be able to be changed. So there'd be no gender marker changes. You can't change a birth certificate because it's all going to be what you had when you were given your original birth certificate. The rights and legal protections will not exist because of the fact that we will not have been able to be having a legal representation. So there's no real ground to stand on for pushing for the fight back to be having more equality and rights for us. As I said, gender markers and also birth certificates would stop being changed, and those who had it legally changed could be sued by the government and went after to have to make themselves go back into their change their birth certificate back to whatever you were signed at birth on your original birth certificate. So us trans people would not legally exist, so transphobia would be a legal thing. So if anyone wanted to do a hate crime against us, we wouldn't be able to legally protect ourselves against this. I'm gonna have to read this off of here because I kind of got this off of the actual website, which gave this basic information before, but I summed it up a little bit, parts of it. Department of Health and Human Services is hoping for a uniform definition, and it is trying to convince the Departments of Education, Health, Human Services, and Labor to legally get it unified for the definition of sex and gender being the same and not being able to change, which will affect healthcare, and will also affect schools. So how we actually go to school and are actually able to go to the bathroom in the correct bathroom that we want and be respected by healthcare professionals and actually be seen as humans instead of just you basically, and be treated. Because yes, legally in the United States they cannot refuse treatment, but this would give them ground to stand on. To be like, I can't treat you because you're not legal. You're not real. So it would be a backtrack for the entire time that the past very few years that we've been actually getting a huge amounts of progress, and that will all be gone and no real precedent to stand on, as I said before, so we'd be really screwed. My personal feelings on this is I'm scared. I don't want to have to change back my gender marker and have to go through the birth certificate thing again. No, you better be paying for it. If you make me, you better pay for it. That's not happening. Yeah, the likeliness is that it will happen. If I don't think this will go through, but it's still scary that this is even a thing. It's just it's nerve-wracking, to be honest for me as a cis-passing trans guy, it's nervous for me because I'm I just want to live and be myself. I just happen to be trans. Yes, that's a huge part of my identity, and that's one of my identifiers is a trans guy, but it's not my main thing. I'm I'm still human. Why am I being treated differently because of one minor detail? So yeah, sure, I have other problems, but none of those are being attacked. It is only the fact that I am a different gender than I was assigned at birth. That's it. So I am scared of what might happen because I don't know. I obviously don't want to be sued by the government for something that I did at the time that was legal. Like, I don't know how they would be able to sue us, to be honest, for something that we did was legal then. So I'm a little bit confused on that part, but the government, they'll find a way because apparently I am deceiving people. I am male, and apparently I'm deceiving people because apparently I'm not male. Like, I'm a dude. Come on, like, really? Can't believe the government's trying to have people see me as female. I do not like that sound coming out of my mouth at all. But yeah, like, with all the work that we've gone forward towards just trying to push for equal rights for us, and like this huge backlash from the government, it's so yeah, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. Like, I'd rather move, to be honest, than have to deal with that. And that's not realistic for many people, including myself. That's not realistic to move. So it's like, what do you do now? Because that's not a realistic move for many. And if you live in the conservative states, you're screwed even more, just because they'll be like actually kind of forcing it more, I guess. I don't know. No, there's no real way to force it because, like, if I go in the bathroom, you're not gonna be like, let me see your genitals. Who does that? Like, who does that? Like, if there's gonna be a kid going to the bathroom, and a public bathroom who's trans, you won't know, you won't ask. That's like just inappropriate especially with a kid to be asking that question. Having a kid be asked that question, like, no, that's not appropriate for anyone. I don't care. Okay, that's just like, no. So I don't really see how this will work, because trans women would be in the men's bathroom, which would be obviously problematic because they're women. But, like, also, remember how the bathroom bill for North Carolina was like, they're gonna have men in the women's room, which was trans women in the women's room. But then there was some people who were like throwing out, do you want these people, as in trans guys who are very much just passing being in the women's room, which is more problematic because we are very privileged to be able to basically be very cis-passing, whereas trans women, if their voices drop, they have to really practice for that, and we're not as targeted as trans women are. So that's one of the main things is we're not as targeted as trans women are. So it's kind of just like, so no, trans women should not be in the men's room. If they do not feel comfortable in the men's room, they should not be in the men's room. And, like, for many of us, we're not comfortable in the bathroom to begin with. I'm not comfortable in the bathroom. I've been on T for over 2.5 years. I'm just like, I don't want to go to the public bathroom. Like, this will just force us to have more health incidents, because if they're saying now you can't go to the bathroom, even though this was old stuff, but now they're saying you can't be who you are, or you have to legally detransition, which you can't. It won't change the fact that I'm a guy. Like, screw you. I'm a guy no matter what this legal thing says. I was a guy before my legal gender marker change to my birth certificate change. Like, no. That's not how it works. I'll have no legal ground to stand on to be like, come on guys, I'm a guy. Like, I'm not gonna stop using the men's room because, hello. It's very inappropriate for trans women to be using the men's room, just as it's very inappropriate for trans men to be using the women's restroom. But yeah, so it's just scary because that's not happening. And it's just like, what are we gonna do now? Because if this passes, we're invisible. So how are we gonna boost ourselves back up into being able to be visible and seen? So this is just really scary for me. And like with the issues that we already deal with, which are like, I'm talking about the major issues is like, there's often trans women, especially trans women of color, being murdered. It might go higher because of deception, which is already a thing. Is that like they think you're deceiving them, which you're not. You're still a woman. So that might go up, and there's just so many issues that can come up with this. It's just